Yeah.
Here we go. So, who are you?
Yo, what up? Shanks is in the building.
Shanks. Okay.
Yeah, what up?
Okay. Okay. Now I get it. So,
you get it? You ever been in prison before, Erik Griffin?
No, I have not been in prison.
Oh, you hadn't?
No,
because if you would, you'd be a tasty treat in there.
Wait, is it because
forget Little Debbie, Big Debbie's in town? You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna eat me, or is that
like a little snack?
So Shanks, my question is: now that you're out of prison, why are you still wearing the outfit?
Yo, I'm freshly out. I haven't had time, to get new clothes. So I mean, we about the same size. So if you want to hook it up, I might be able to change.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that we the same size.
We the same size, same stature. I see you looking trim, Erik Griffin. You looking trim, dog.
Okay, so when you say freshly out, like, is it legally out or?
I mean, I wouldn't get into that exactly at the moment. Like, I'd rather not be talking about that. But I do appreciate your letters to me that you were writing to keep me going and keep me going, getting it going. You know what I'm saying?
I wrote you letters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forget DMs.
You
get handwritten notebook style letters. That's what Shanks is getting.
Wait, can I ask you?
Yeah. What? I'm an open book.
Okay.
Spread my covers, baby.
Where is Jeremiah?
What you talking about, dog?
Didn't you get letters from him too?
Yo, you said break out of prison.
I did not. Wait, what?
Yeah, you said break out of prison. You said come on my party.
Okay.
And then you said we moving in together.
Well, what?
Yeah, you said all that in that letter.
Listen, with my viewership, I think I would try a stunt like this.
Yo, we trying to get these numbers up, dog. Yo.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring somebody. My next guest, you will shank live on the podcast. But okay, Shanks. Do you know Jeremiah Watkins? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Not really, but I mean, I could maybe look him up on the Google or whatever.
Do you know about the Google? How long have you been in prison? Do you know about Google? Have you been in there that long?
We got IBMs the last time I went in there. You know what I'm saying? So we had internets and stuff like that and webs and stuff like that for like a hot minute. But like I'm not too familiar. The last social media that I was on was Zanga.
Zanga.
Yeah. You remember Zanga, dog? You used to put journal entries online. Just tell your secrets. And then if you like that person, you show them your secrets.
I don't know. I put myself through this every time. You know what I mean? Last time, Feminist Stacy was here.
Okay.
Do you know Feminist?
Yeah, she a bad bitch.
I don't think she would like you.
I mean, I bet she would hate my guts, actually.
And so now we have Shanks. Now,
yo, when we hitting that theme song, dog? Yo, when we hitting that theme song, dog?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the podcast was supposed to start differently. It usually starts differently.
What do you mean it started different? I mean, I'm a little different.
Yeah, that's. And then I have a little wipe there because you know about Corona, right?
Yeah, Corona. I was locked up with a girl named Corona for like 90 days until they found out that she was actually a man. And then we started, seeing each other on the...
Oh, man. I got to, have you know about the new iPhone? So the new iPhone.
Yeah, I smuggled a new iPhone inside my butt crack the last time I went into jail. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite podcast. Whoa, yeah.
Yo.
Riffin with Griffin.
Yo. Okay.
You can use that, Mike Shanks.
Yo, this one right here?
Yeah, because I don't know where you've been.
Okay, yeah, I've been a lot of places, dog. Yeah. Yo, we Riffin with Griffin. That's Jordan, not Pippin. You better not be slipping. You gotta be listening. He just got engaged. His girlfriend straight dripping. You know who it is. Shanks in the building.
Okay. Shanks is in the building.
Feeling good, man.
Riffin with Griffin. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Okay. Please don't.
I'll sit this down. I don't want to scare the viewers or anything. Yo, who makes your beats, dog? Because I need a new producer. I've been through like 6 producers. I'll be out here trying to rap in these streets. It ain't happening yet, though.
Okay, so you also rap?
Yeah, you just saw a little bit of that flame spit.
Okay, listen. I don't know where Jeremiah is.
Oh, you want me to go get him?
You go fucking
I better go get him now. I need to go get him like yesterday.
Yes, please.
Is that what need to happen?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess I could be writing a new man, I guess. I guess I'll see you soon, Erik Griffin.
Oh, not. But yes, thank you. Shanks, everybody. Fresh out of prison. Why do I put myself through this? You know what I mean? It's like my nightmare podcast would be Rick Glassman, Jeremiah Watkins, and like Steve Lee. If those 3 were on the podcast at the same time, nightmare. Absolute and utter nightmare. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. We are, going strong once again. I got a guest this week, special guest, because he has his very own hour special coming out. And I said to him, you need to come on and promote that and talk about that. And I haven't seen him. He's got some good personal news going on. Very talented guy. So make sure you also catch me on Twitch every single day. I do Erik Griffin Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. And make sure you also, if you want to, I do private Warzone matches because they have that option now on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. If you go to Erik Griffin Gaming, you can join me and we, with the fans and friends, and we are doing that, playing Warzone against each other. So make sure you check that out. But once again, thank you for watching, subscribing, and sharing and all that kind of stuff. And we're just trying to grow the podcast during these crazy times because there is a lot of craziness going on right now. I've been talking about COVID a lot. And now it's like really coming to a head, right? So be safe out there and wear your mask. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Here he is, Mr. Jeremiah Watkins, my friend.
Sorry I'm late, man. I know that you get really mad when people say that they're parking and then they're not actually outside your place yet. I told Erik like 15 minutes ago that I was parking. And he kept saying, where are you at? And I apologize. I hadn't left my place yet when I was texting you.
You know what? I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
I hate. It's like, just tell me where you are.
Bro, I had no joke. I had a friend who we were waiting. My wife and I were waiting on this guy at lunch. We are going to meet him.
Yeah.
It was his idea for lunch, first of all. So that makes it more annoying that it was their idea and then they're late to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So then we're like, where you at, dude? And he goes, I'm parking. And we're like, okay, great.
Yeah.
45 minutes go by. And this dude rolls up like nothing was wrong. He's like, hey, guys, traffic was crazy. I was like, from the meter to here, traffic was crazy? He said, you're parking outside.
Yeah. See, here's the thing is like people think that they're going to disappoint you by being, I'm going to be, no. What's more disappointing is you giving me some expectations that you're going to walk in the motherfucker in 5 minutes.
Right.
And it's 45 minutes later. I can't stand that. I used to can't, this is like, because I'm old school, I'm older than you. So like back in the day, you had to like when you, let's say I'm coming to pick you up, I actually had to drive to your place and I either had to honk the horn, yo, Jeremiah, I'm here, right? Or I had to get out, knock on the door.
Yep.
So back in those days, it's like, if I tell you I'm picking you up at 8,
be ready at 8.
Hello?
Be outside
be
at
ready.
7:59.
Just to be looking for me. Be ready at 8.
I'm going to keep driving. I'm going to pop my door open. You jump in.
I'm going to leave it at like 2. And you... Dude, so like those were the days where like you actually had to be a little bit more considerate because how annoying is it that I got to park
Right.
knock on your door like, where are you, man? I'm outside waiting.
Yeah.
But people still did that kind of stuff.
There's not that like, give me 3 more minutes thing. It's like, no, I have no way to
Dude.
communicate once they're gone from their house.
I don't know how it was when you were dating your girl, when now that she's your wife now, but like, because that used to be the thing with dating, like certain women, you going to pick them up. And I felt like they don't start getting ready until you go, I'm here.
Yeah.
I think they wait at the window naked. Like, where is he? Because I need to get in the shower.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Okay, I'm coming out in a second.
My wife gets on me because I am sometimes that person.
You're that guy?
I will,
Times have changed.
I'm like, it's the new me. I will put off getting ready until the last minute, and then I'll be usually within 5 or 10 of like, but she's usually waiting for me out the door. Like, are you ready yet? And I've just been.
That's the artist in you, though.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a call sheet. That's the only time we're on time.
Right. Or the only time that we sign our name properly is when we're getting paid.
Yeah. We need to tell our significant others, like, just have a call sheet. Just send me a call sheet in the mail. And I'll be like, I got to get 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I got to get on set by.
I got to be here.
What's my call time? And then have somebody call me. Hi, I'm the PA.
Yeah. When are we having sex? Okay. Yeah. I'll be there. Yeah.
I know. So, but anyways, Jeremiah's here. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, dude, I miss you, man. It's been like,
I know.
There's only like a handful of friends that I've gotten to see like in person, and we shot that music video.
Yes.
That's already been like months now.
I know. Right. But it's crazy. Like, that was the first time I'd seen you since March.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was for you, but I was like on the road in March. I was just crazy. I was in Tennessee, at Chattanooga.
I had been the last stop I think I made was in San Antonio, Texas. And while I was on stage, after I got off stage, they're like, somebody just broke out with COVID at the mall. Like, it felt like a zombie outbreak movie. Somebody's like, somebody has it at the mall. I'm like, that mall? Like right over there?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's crazy how flimsy. Like, no, we were way more scared at first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like super scared.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's so unknown. But
you're actually good. You don't have to have it. It's actually picking up good.
Oh, it's better out here?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
It's picking up real good.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm actually too loud. I can hear it. The
crunching
monitor.
a little bit?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But it was cool. It was like the first, because like, but that actually helped my relationship. Rachel and I got really close because of like that first, like 2 months of just being like 24 hours a day. Her and we worked through all our shit.
Quarantine was a true test, man.
It really was.
You
Now I'm getting
drew
married.
closer. You're getting married. Congrats, by the way. I haven't got to see you in person since.
You know what I mean? So now I'm like, so it's like, that's the crazy part. But like, it was, so it cut to now, here we are. And now it's like very anecdotal, like how people feel about COVID.
The problem is it's still serious, but everybody's just tired. They've just grown fatigued from the idea of it. So it's like.
Well, I also think that, because I've talked about it a lot. I get all these people hit me up. I get scientists hit me up. I get people mad, But now where we're at right now, which is crazy, is because the thing that they were worried about in the beginning that actually didn't happen is happening now.
Yeah.
Because we went into lockdown, not because necessarily that COVID was dangerous. It was unknown what was about, they didn't know, but it was more about, we can't have the hospital system getting overrun because everybody's going in. And that didn't happen because they shut down, they locked down, but we were so keen to do it then because we were like, all right, I'm being safe. But then when motherfuckers start losing money and their lives are ruined, then they're like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because I don't know anybody that's got it. And that's the problem with it too. It's like most people don't know one person that they're close to, or that their immediate circle that has died of it.
Right. We know a lot of people. I mean, Santino just.
That's what I'm saying. We know a lot.
We know people. Yeah.
We know people that have gotten it. And see, this is, and I think that is the problem with how people deal with it is, we know 100 times more people that have gotten it and gotten over it and they're fine.
Because that's just our age group, though.
Yeah, but I know, but I think that's what makes it hard for people to be like, why are we locked down? Why am I not going to work? Why am I can't go outside? Why can't So I understand the dilemma, and I just been asking the question, like, can you go like justify it for me, like, where have the scientists out there being like, listen, I know this is hard financially and everything's bad right now for you, but it's better for it to be bad for you financially than for this COVID to, explain it to me. Because with the numbers, you just go, what's going on? But now the numbers are starting to like make people go, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? So it's happening right in front of our eyes, So anyways, we don't want to go on to all that. But, so cut to right now, I'm closer with my girl. Does everybody know about your situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is pregnant. She's
I thought it was about your herpes.
didn't know that we were talking about that on the podcast. Ooh.
Yeah, so Jeremiah is having a baby, and I'm so glad. It's so great because like when you first, I remember
I've been talking about this with you forever.
I know, but
Forever. I'm like, I think she.
I remember going to your place and she loved me because I was like, get her pregnant, dude. And she was like, yeah, get me pregnant. And you were just like, no, bro.
I'm like, Eric, what are you doing, man?
You were so apprehensive about it.
Seriously? Yeah.
You still scared? Are you worried? What is it now? How are you feeling?
I feel way better about it now. Like I've grown into the more excited phase of that it's happening. You know what I mean?
Stages of grief, you've gone through them.
Absolutely. It's dude, if I wasn't a little bit scared, I'd be insane.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge life change. So, but I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's going to be an enhancement, and the way that I work with everything, I think is going to push me and drive me to work harder and all that stuff.
So the things that you were worried about before, though, being it like, I'm too young, or I'm not ready, I don't have enough money, I don't have like all the things that you were worried about before, like, where are those things for you now? Is it like do you think about them now like, what was I worried about that for? Or are you just more in a different gear? What's in your head?
I'm in a different gear. So I'm a very logical guy. So like the money stuff and like certain things with life stuff, that's still like there, but I've relocated it to a more healthier place, if that makes sense.
Yeah, dude, it makes perfect sense because I'm actually dealing with that in my own way because Rachel hates this place. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Which my wife hated my old place. I was at my old place for like over 5 years.
Me too.
And it was a bachelor place. I had 2 roommates, and she like, I'm grateful that she was willing to even stay there at my place and stuff like that, because it was a total bro house. Like it wasn't that clean. Like, you know what I mean?
Coming out the bathroom and they were like, "What's up, girl?" Slap her on the ass.
Good game. It's like, what?
Game? I just showered, bitch. Why are you touching my ass?
Yeah, it was weird. So it was like that was one of those things where she kind of nudged me along, like, we should get a place together. And I was like, same thing. I was terrified, man. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to like. And she's like, the final thing was, she goes, I guess I'll move in with my sister then. And that just was like, you're moving in with your little sister.
You know what? They're master manipulators.
I mean, it did it for me.
They know how to do.
I was like, you're gonna move in with your little sister.
That was just a subtle ultimatum.
It really was.
You know what I mean? You just go, okay, we need that push. You know, we need to push.
I think
sometimes.
we do.
We need to push. It's fine.
And dude, since every nudge so far that she's given me, like, as far as like relationship in life, it has been the best thing.
Yes,
it really has been. And so she's been nudging me along with this baby thing for, as you know, years.
I know it's been a long time.
So I think it's going to be an amazing thing that I'll be very grateful for, that we didn't wait any longer than we did.
Yeah, it was great. So Jeremiah called me. You know, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to you. So it was great when you called, because you said something like, "Hey, I got some important news." That was like the wording you used. And as soon as I saw that, I already knew.
Right.
Like I literally knew. I was like, "Hey, man, I can't talk right now, but congratulations on having a baby, getting pregnant." You were like, "How did you know?"
Right. I was like, "How did I ever know?" And I showed Maya like next week, and she started laughing. She's like, "How did you know?"
Because that would be the only important news.
Yeah.
You know, that you like.
I would call you.
We're close. You know what I mean? We're close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're friends. You know, but it's like we have different like peer groups and that kind of, you know what I mean? So like for you to be calling me about something important, what the fuck would that be? You know what I mean?
If I book something, you'd be like, why is he calling me about booking something? This is the most Hollywood phone call ever. Exactly. Why would Jeremiah do that to me? I thought we were better friends than that.
Yeah,
you know?
And even if it was something like super personal, I was like, what super personal thing would he call me about?
Yeah.
And I just knew that that's what it was. You know,
Eric, it's your baby.
I know. Oh, dude, man, that just reminds you of this show I'm watching, Leap of Faith.
What's that?
With the chick from who was the slutty one on Sex and the City? Kim Cantrell.
Oh,
she stars in this show on Fox where she's like this like preacher lady, like Oprah, but like Christian. And it's the most convoluted show, the shit that's going on in the show. But anyway, something like that happened on the show. I don't know why I brought that up, but you don't even. But anyways, it's just a great show. I might talk about it on the podcast another time because it's just so like.
You got me interested.
Yeah, it's just because she's like the head of this anyway. I don't even want to.
That's for a different episode.
Yeah, different episode because like her husband got killed, but he survived.
That's Faithin' with Griffin.
Yeah, I do too many of that stuff.
I love it. I love that it's
with
branded.
Griffin.
I love it. It has your name in it. It's memorable. Why
Something
not?
with Griffin. Yeah, man. So so here you are. You about to have a baby. Like for me, like the moving was hard because she wanted to.
We
move.
just moved. Yeah.
I said, let's. I'm willing to move. Right. Then COVID hit, and my job changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not on a show. I don't got like my podcast isn't Bad Friends. I don't get. I don't get an unjustified number of viewers.
Whoa!
Shots fired! Pew, 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 pew. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't just like do the expense. But then I switched into gaming, you know? And like the gaming stuff really started to take off. Like I'm hosting a show.
You're getting good now.
But
you've always been good, but like I've been seeing some of your videos you've been posting lately. I'm like,
just because I play every day.
Yeah.
And so now I'm hosting a new show, like even on Twitch. We're doing like 4 episodes of this show on Twitch. I do my own shameless plug. It's called Potluck. I'm hosting it with Lisa Milambri. And it's going to be on the Twitch channel, on the Crown channel, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I think it is 8 p.m. on the Crown channel. Anyways, so it's like a variety show.
Great.
They were just hosting from home, but I've gotten so many opportunities from gaming. So then, like financially, I was like, all right, I'm doing all right. And then she's like complaining, like I can't stand the water pressure. I can't stand. Like it's like the things that they gripe about.
Oh yeah.
You have to hear them. You know, when she's like the toilet won't flush properly. It's always some kind of thing. I hate your refrigerator. So I was like, all right.
I don't have a bed. You know, the normal stuff.
I'm tired.
You make me sleep outside.
Yeah, that's how she makes it sound.
Right.
So then I found a spot, and it's just more expensive. And then like, I had this whole thing about buying versus renting. Like, what do you think about that? Because like in LA, in LA, it's like it's like I'm not broke. I got money in the bank that I save and I invest and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, okay, I want to buy a place, but I want to buy a place that I like. I don't want to just buy a place to buy a place.
Just to buy a place, yeah.
People are like, invest your money in a condo in Reseda. Like, no, I don't want to live nothing.
You also don't. Yeah.
By the way, no offense to anybody that lives in Reseda. I just don't want to live in a valley.
Shout out to Cobra Kai, man.
Yeah, I don't want to. Exactly. I don't want to live in the hot ass valley. I like living on the west side, but that costs money, and I'm like, I'm not ready.
Are you guys still going to be in this area?
Yeah, we're about a couple miles away.
Okay.
Like so I was like, and it's a nice new building. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So I pulled the trigger, and now we're moving.
But the way. So my wife and I just moved, and it is a little bit more of an expensive place, but we are home so much more than we used to be.
Right.
So that's the kind of the way that we're looking at it is like I have a little office space now.
Yeah.
That like I didn't have before. I was doing all my work in our living room.
Or that you didn't know you needed as she needed.
Yeah. Well, she is a teacher, and she's been doing like 8 hours a day at Zooms.
Oof.
So like we need separation.
Space.
We need a little bit of space so she can have her time, and then also just so she's not hearing me recording voiceover or random stuff in the other room. Like I would have to tell her when I had a voiceover audition come up, can you be quiet for like 20 to 30 minutes? That's a lot to ask a person to not
when
move
they're home. Yeah.
That's a lot. So
Rachel comes and she like closes my door with an attitude, because I'm in here like, get your load out on me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like playing Call of Duty.
and she's like, I wish you would get his load out on me. I mean, seriously, I've been here the whole time. Like, what's going on?
It's funny that she actually had a response like that because she was like, what are you talking about in there?
You're talking about your load again?
So she just comes and she closes the door with a little bit of an attitude.
Right.
It's not a slam, but that last 2 inches is like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So now we have a place. It's like 3 stories, and it's like,
Great.
I have 2 bedrooms. We have anyways, it's a better place. So,
And I'm sure you'll have more room for your Twitch stuff too.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this little space. I saw Chappelle on Rogan. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When Donnell Rawlings was on there. Shout out to Donnell. Love him. Happy birthday to him too. He just had his birthday. But Chappelle said something very profound about, he said what's going on in COVID is like what we've been forced to do is live with our choices. And he was talking about like where you live, what you do for fun, the things you have in your place.
Yeah.
Like, so COVID made us be here at home, and we have to like okay, do you like where you live?
Yeah.
Do you like this person you're with? Do you like, so
You start second guessing things.
you start going, ugh, I don't like this or I don't like that. And so I'm at that point where I was like, you know what? I've worked hard. So what? Because I was like you, we're logical, we're practical. For me to be like, let's stay here until we buy But if
Dude, that's how I was like with the other place. I was just like,
exactly.
I mean, we can stay here another 5-10 years,
You know-
and then
you know what my rent is?
yeah.
That's the first thought we
Getting a
think.
deal right now. It's LA.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to, I was looking at places. Dude, do you ever look at some of these newfangled buildings around LA right now?
Mm.
You look at the listing. There's one over here, dude. $9,000
It's
a
insane.
month.
It's insane.
What?
Yeah. To rent?
Yeah.
Huh?
What? Who are you?
Yeah. Also, do you think I'm Iron Man? That I have disposable income to just. No, I
How
have
are
some
they
giant
gonna-
inheritance.
Who are they gonna imagine the douchebags that are gonna fill that place up? Like who's gonna live there?
I bet they'll turn some of those into influencer spaces. Have you heard of these influencer spaces?
I get it. I mean, I guess there are a lot of more rich people than we realize that just
Yeah.
want to have like a spot. You
Mhm.
know, it's like
Just want to feel connected. Like, oh, I have a place in LA.
right. For
I mean,
$9,000.
yeah, I mean, somebody's.
But by the way, that's the kind of person that I don't mind having a $9,000 rent place. But if like some of these people, you see them, you go, like to me, it feels like if you're paying $9,000 a month, which is basically over $100,000 a year for a place,
just to rent.
just to rent, that's not all your expenses and everything, well, what do you do? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you living beyond your means?
Well, yeah.
Are you like,
Like, what's your job?
like, cause like my thing is like, if you're rich, why the fuck you living in a,
It doesn't seem like that's a rich person move.
it just,
It seems like
That's
rich
what I'm
people know
saying.
how to invest their money. You know what I mean? So they're not renting a $9,000 place.
that's what I'm saying.
Month.
So who's living there? What kind of person is,
Daddy,
yeah.
Daddy, I want to live in LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
I
saying.
found this great bargain.
It's only 9,000,
Only
daddy.
9,000, Daddy.
Or it's some like Sheikh son who like goes to UCLA. And he-
Right. Yeah.
But
I want my son to have a good education, and I want him to live in a proper means. I want him to live in a compound.
so who? That's what I'm saying. So the people that live there, they're not. They can't be the kind of people.
They're
that
not real people.
They're not. They can't be real.
They don't have personality.
They don't have personalities.
There's no way.
They haven't
They
done
haven't,
it.
they haven't had struggles.
They have no struggles.
They have no character.
Who are they? What kind of like that's the sketch is like about
Yeah.
a building full of people where their rent is $9,000 a month and they don't even know how money works.
Yeah, I'll take it. What? Really? Like the person who wrote the number, they slides it towards them.
They just tears it up
Whatever it is.
and fill it with things. I don't know. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching Riffin with Griffin. And guess what? I have a great new sponsor for the show. This is brought to you by BetterHelp. Better, H-E-L-P. Help. Now, what do I always say when I'm doing my real-world advice from a grown-ass man? I always have to stop and pause and let everybody know that if you really are struggling out there, if you have depression, you have anxiety, and you really need some help, you feel lost, I always tell you, get therapy. Go out and get some professional help. And now I have a sponsor of the show that I can send you to, and this is BetterHelp. We all have stuff that interferes with our happiness. We all have things that stop us from achieving our goals or getting past certain things in our lives. Like for me, it was boundary issues. I was letting people take advantage of me, and I had to go to therapy to help me work through that saying no is okay. And, sometimes therapy has a stigma, and I'm just here to let you know right now, they're not going to solve your problems. They're going to help you work through them. They're going to help you understand them with a professional. And that's what BetterHelp does. They connect you in a safe, private, online environment, which is great. You don't have to be sitting in some crazy waiting room or feel embarrassed that, oh, what is that person here for? They're looking at you like, oh, is that person crazy? You don't have to have those kinds of feelings at all. You can start communicating right now within 24 hours. It's easy setup. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling. And that's what this is right now. Professional counseling. That's what BetterHelp offers. You can send a message to a counselor at any time, and you'll get timely, thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. all without having to sit, like I say, sit in some really weird waiting room. The service is available to clients all over the world. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas, because we all deal with a lot of these issues. Like I say, when I do real world advice from a grown-ass man, I get people that have depression, stress, anxiety. You're having trouble in your relationships. If you're having trouble sleeping, if you have trauma from anger, if you have LGBT matters, grief, if you have self-esteem issues, BetterHelp is here to help you. Anything you share is confidential, and it's convenient, it's professional, and most importantly, it's affordable. You could check out testimonials on their website right now. Go to betterhelp.com. That's HELP/Griffin. All right? I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com. That's HELP/Griffin. Guys, join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Griffin. Let's get happy and healthy out there. Now let's get back to the show. So again, you and me both, but just like, I just feel like I'm just way more practical about, but then like when you get someone in your life, you realize your practical, logical thinking has nothing to do with like, you weigh it versus like happiness.
Yeah.
Her being happy is so much more important than me saving money.
Do you? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do you and Rachel plan on having kids?
Yes, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she talks about it. So
okay. So it's happening.
Yeah. So, you know, but when we got back, because we had broken up, and then when we got back together, she made it very clear, you know, I want a family. You know,
Oh, that was like a big part of going back into it. Like, this is the agreement going back into it.
And for me, I knew that. That's what I said. I know. I'm ready. Let's do it. You know? And then COVID hit to test it, which was, like I say, which was great.
No bigger test.
Yeah. It's almost like, you know, it was like, let's test this relationship. Do you know anyone who was like, it didn't work? It did, you know, you don't want to say their name. You don't have to say their names.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of people was like,
yeah.
He's like, ugh. He just says his, you know, wife or husband's name, and they're just like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to some people who I know.
Yeah, man. Me too. I know some people too that it's just like, it just didn't work out.
Well, you're spending way more time with them, so you like all the things that like pissed you off or whatever before, like it's heightened like crazy. But did you find yourself in this time end up cutting anybody out like friend wise where you're like
oh yeah,
oh I think I'm done with that person?
Oh bro, I unfollowed people on Instagram. I realized like, oh, we don't talk, we're not friends,
right?
You know, especially like even like comics and stuff. I realized I was like, oh, we're just hallway buddies,
right? I
just know you in the hallway at the Comedy Store.
In between
you're
sort
of nice to me, but we're not really friends. You don't care if I live or die,
right?
You know what I mean? And I just thought, and then even some people that I thought we were way closer, I realized, oh, I'm not really close to that person, because when it all hits the fan, you just gonna vanish on me. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of vanishers out.
Oh, yeah, a lot of vanishing acts right now, dude. You know, and there's a lot of things that have gone on at the Comedy Store. You know, with Chris D'Elia and Joe Rogan leaving, and then like people leaving the Comedy Store, people leaving LA, and all these things that are going on.
Dude,
Ryan Callen and everything that's happened. You know, it's challenged everybody's notion of like who their friends are and what loyalty means.
Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redman are moving to Austin.
Yeah.
So and the you know, those guys are super close friends of mine who are like in my inner circle and stuff like that. And yeah, we just found out real recently about that.
Yeah, it's like, wow. You know, I was yip yapping with Rogan by text, and he was like, "You should move to Austin." You know, like, bitch, I ain't moving to Austin.
Well, I get why, you know, he wants to build a scene there.
Jeremiah,
I get it.
Listen, when you have $100 million in the bank, you live on planet Earth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the kind of guy now that he got a summer home in whatever.
Right.
He got a ranch in so and so. He got, you know, he got acres in Montana. That kind of guy now. He's in an elite class of people, the kind of money that like he's not from LA. He's on Earth wherever he wants to live.
Right.
But Tony. Tony,
they're making the move, man.
I get it,
though. They're doing it.
But when you think about it, is why be in LA? Like if you're a podcaster, You know, if you've moved into that sort of media, or if you're
Well,
not,
that's the thing.
if you're not in front of the camera, I'm saying
Exactly. Then why would you?
well,
Yeah.
you don't need to be here.
Well, because stand up, you're on the road anyway.
You don't, exactly.
But for me, for LA, I think that LA is going to come back. Like it's going to come back eventually, like to where it was. It might take a little bit longer than we'd like, but like I audition and I act and stuff, so I want to be here. I don't think it's going to completely gravitate overnight. It's still Hollywood. Like it would take a lot for it to just move completely to Atlanta or you know what I mean, to different places.
You know what though, man? I don't know. I actually I don't know if I agree. One thing that they can't take back that's happening now, and I'll give you an example of something is therapy, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So before my particular therapist, she like partially retired, but she said, but I'm still doing web therapy. I'll do web therapy.
She came out of retirement when quarantine happened.
No. She was already deciding to do web therapy.
Yeah.
You know, she said, I'm not gonna go to the office anymore. Insurance wouldn't cover it, right? But quarantine hit, and then they made it okay.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, you can't go backwards.
Right.
So, like, there's a lot of things we're doing now by Zoom, by web that, no, I don't need to go. I don't need to go to such and such. You know, even if you think about some of these writers' rooms and stuff, like, do they always need to be in the same room?
Yeah. Where these Zoom meetings and stuff are working out. I did an acting class through Zoom.
Just what I'm saying, dude.
I did an acting class.
I've done commercial auditions through Zoom. Mm-hmm. That's stupid. It's weird, but I think we're going to get used to some of the. So I think some of the things that are incorporated. And so then you also think about, like, even before this happened, you know, productions were moving to Boston. A lot of productions moving to Boston for the tax breaks. Atlanta got a whole Hollywood scene now. You know, Vancouver, all these different places. So I don't know if this is Los Angeles is going to be this mecca of Hollywood anymore in the way it was. I think this is going to chip away, and I don't know if it's going to go back. That's my thoughts. What do you think?
I think it'll bounce back because there's too many people who love LA to let that happen. I think it'll go through a period where it's rough for like movies being made and stuff. But I think that the talent who feel like LA is their city of dreams, I think there's too much nostalgia and stuff with that. But maybe the next 20 years, that's going to keep shifting and stuff like that. But I think that people will try to get it to go back to that just on the fact alone that they're like, this is where I made it or I'm trying to make it. I'm too resistant to believe that it's not the city of angels and the city of dreams anymore.
Yeah, but every audition that I've gone on in the past, even before COVID, very few of the things shoot in LA.
Yeah.
So yes,
I mean, you know, Mr. freaking Netflix over here.
Yeah,
every time I turn on Netflix, Erik Griffin's walking through.
But even when you say that, like, you know, the murder mystery or the Adam Sandler movie I was in, I'm the first thing you hear and see. But anyway,
if you had hair, you would have flipped it there. Anyway, but
that we shot that in Montreal. Mm-hmm. You know, the Sleepover Netflix. Shot that in Boston, you know. So I mean, there are certain movies. I know it's hot. You can go ahead.
I'm wearing your old merch.
I was about to say, is that you did that on purpose? Wow, how dare you?
Hello.
I'm so tired of that joke. By the way, like this is one of the jokes they get on the internet, like ad nauseum. It's like, you know, you look like the thing. It's like, oh, I get it. Yeah. I know. You know, tell me something original. I heard this already. I want to sell those for Halloween. So
that would be a great, like, make your own, like your own pack, your Erik Griffin starter pack.
Yeah.
Bro, that'd be great. You have a singing, a plastic mic that says singing mic on the side, and then the glasses.
It'd be Griffin with Griffin. Griffin in with Griffin. I don't know. So I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of shit is out of town. Everything is like, you know, half of the stuff you see is not even shooting in LA anyway. I mean, the LA was the starting point, is what I'm saying. So like the starting point of like, the agents are here, auditions are here, right? Okay, we're learning now. You don't have to be here to do that. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't have to be here to do that, what's the point of being here? So I get why some people are leaving. I get it, and also it's so expensive. I'm from LA. I was born and raised, so I love LA. I'm gonna be here, you know. But there's part of me that thinks like, hey, you know, Seattle's nice.
Sure.
Pacific North. There's a lot of beautiful places in Pacific Northwest. There's like, it's like I was looking at houses in Austin and Dallas. My God.
Well, you can get it.
My God.
For what you can get there, yeah. I mean, that's what Brian just did.
I mean, it's like what know. But then you go. But do you think that part of it is like when someone decides I'm leaving LA and they go move something else? Do you think there's a part of them that thinks that they're giving up?
I don't think. Oh, I think that that's part of the fear of people not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are staying, I think that that's definitely like a feeling of like, no, I got to ride this through. You know what I mean? I think the people that are moving are confident, like they have the means necessary, like they can move back. It's the people like who are on that bubble of like, dude, of resetting your life. Like that would be make or break to get up and move everything and not feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The people that have enough means to be like, I'll be good, and if LA pops back open, I can always move back.
I'll swing back to LA when
all right, that's different.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, because you got to think there's a lot of people who are like, of our community of people that we know, they're like, oh, they're trying to get in at the Comedy Store, or they're like, there's like these things that are doing, and then you take all those things away, and you got to wonder like, what do people think they are now? Like, who are they?
I think that's why there's a lot of people who've had identity crises during this weird time.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple comedians who I know who took their own life because they weren't in a happy state, because you take that away. And if you were only doing comedy, you stop developing what you needed to as a person, like with interpersonal relationships
which
and
helps
friendships.
your comedy.
Yeah, you grow from that and like personal experience and just life experience. If you're only doing stand up, like you're not really just living life.
It was hard for me at first. It really was. That first like few weeks. So on top of now Rachel was thrusted on me in terms of like, because it was like, what am I gonna tell her? No, she didn't want to be where
did she ask, or like what? How did that come about?
Oh, it wasn't even. It was like, well, I have to move in with you because I can't be with my family because I work and COVID and my dad. It was all this stuff, and I was like, okay. You know what I mean? What am I gonna say? No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, so it wasn't even like, can we talk about it? No, it was just like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, and
sometimes it's just like, this is happening.
Yeah, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Who are you then? You know what I mean? Like, who am I in this relationship if I'm gonna be like, well, hold on a second. No. So, anyways, so it was like, so on top of like having that thrusted on my life, right? Comedy gets taken away from me. So all the things that I do to deal with my life, I just would go on stage and just release.
Oh, dude. I didn't realize until it was taken away how much I was screaming on stage. I was like, I would have certain sets.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, hey, rah, rah, rah. You know what I mean? Just like, that's how I'd get some of my energy out.
Yeah.
And that was a great release for me. And then it's taken away. I was like, oh, I got to find some different outlets.
You got to find different outlets.
Which I luckily have, like
You're like, I beat my wife now.
Yeah, we go a few rounds, it's fun.
She wins mostly.
Yeah.
Another. Imagine, like if your wife's Ronda Rousey, you know what I mean?
Dude,
not attractive. I would not want that.
When women are that strong, like physically, I'm like,
I'm out.
That's just not attractive to me.
Just you know what?
I like to at least think that like if I wanted to, I could hold them down. You know what I mean?
That's not even for me. My thing is like, I like girly girls. Yeah. I like dainty girly. I like girls who don't like spiders and who are like, oh my God, can you carry that? I like that. I like drama.
Okay, baby.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, exactly. I got you. I like drama queens. I like that kind of thing. I don't like athletic. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. But I just don't like I don't like softball chicks. Like, no, that shit ain't. I don't like it. I don't like if you.
There's a
you
girl
rock
at
climb,
the gym listening to this with headphones. Like, what do you mean? You don't like
I know. She's like, what is he talking about? Like, if you rock climb, get out of my face.
Too much?
Yeah, I don't like all that stuff.
Really?
I don't like super athletic where they just always want to be like. They're always like, when you see them, they're like, hey Jeremiah. They always got like workout gear on and shit like that. I'm like, okay.
They have ankle weights on
It's
for
like,
whatever
I get
reason.
it, bitch. You in shape, okay? Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? That's not my thing, But it's just like, I'm not a person that works out all the time. Duh, right? But
You've lost weight though.
I know, but I'm not as active as like I'm talking about an active like
I see
she wants to be like, let's rent bikes and go on like a 20-mile. No, what? We just got to the hotel.
I'm streaming on Twitch in 2 minutes.
You know what I mean? Like this, like whoa, my chair just went. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
I gotta lose some more weight. I just went down. So so like that's not my, ugh. I don't like, but at the same time though, like I remember when I was doing boxing, there was girls at the gym. They went in there boxing.
Mm-hmm.
There was something about that though that was different.
Oh, when you saw a girl boxing?
Yeah, I saw her just going at those, but still fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not the ones that like they turn like from the back. You're like, oh, that dude. Oh shit, it's not a dude.
Yeah, you're like, oh, is that a man bun? And then turn around and like,
no, my name's Priscilla.
Priscilla was the name of this sex shop that was in Kansas City for the longest time, and they kept, I don't know if it was a drug front or what, because they kept changing the name to different Rillas. So it was Priscilla's, and then it would go to Sorilla's, and like I never understood. Like
they couldn't afford to change all the signs.
Yeah,
they go, we can do 4. We can do 6 letters.
Right.
You got to keep those last 3.
Yeah.
I saw on your Instagram that you went back to Kansas City and you had a big write up in the local paper.
Yes.
So how was that for you?
Dude, so this paper, this is what's special. It's the Kansas City Star is the name of the publication. And this paper is very special to me and my family because that is our weekly paper. So like that's like the paper in Kansas City that people get their news from and stuff like that. Outside, that's not national. Like USA Today, sure, whatever. But like this is the local Kansas City thing, like that I would get every week.
When there's a special at the barbecue place, people
exactly. All the coupons and stuff are in there. Yeah. Like I would read the Sunday funnies and stuff like that.
Linda's getting married.
Yeah. Not like that. Kansas City makes sound like it has 12 people in it. Oh, Linda?
Linda's getting married.
We never thought that was going to happen. Good for her. You know what? Good for her. She's big.
So all right. So then it was like very important to you and your family.
It was great because, dude, so every Sunday my dad and I would go to different newsstands, and I had something that I always would love to do. I'd look at all the ads in the paper. Like I couldn't afford to buy the stuff, but like I would look at Best Buy and all the electronics. I've always loved gear and gadgets and different stuff like that. So I would look at that stuff. I'd read the cartoons in the paper, and then my dad would read the news articles and stuff like that. And we just like eat breakfast on Sunday morning, like before we went to church or whatever. But that's like how we'd spend like 30 minutes to an hour like at the very beginning of every Sunday. And it's just like good memories attached to that. So that was the paper, and they just did a write-up on me and my 1 hour special coming out on Tuesday, December 8th on Amazon Prime, video on demand.
And transition into talking about that. So tell me about that, because no matter, so I know the first time I did a special, no matter where it's at or what it's on, there is something about like, oh, wow, I'm recording this hour of comedy that is like, that's a thing you do as a comedian. Like, it's like one of those, like, it's like having a magic show in Vegas.
Sure.
If you're a magician, it's like, you're like, I'm at the Mirage. You're like, oh my God, I've made it. Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, so that's what it felt like. So how did it feel for you?
So I didn't have that feeling because when I was filming these shows originally, I was going to put together some kind of like crowd work special or something like that. I was going to put out like a half an hour crowd work. But basically I was doing stuff that I was recording for some other purposes that I was going to send out to SiriusXM and different stuff like that. And I went back there and filmed a weekend of shows, and how the special came about, what made me want to make a special out of it is the Friday night show, which is where most of the special is the material and stuff came out of. They sat my family in the front row.
Ugh, I hate that.
Like, so my dad and his wife are on stage left with their friends, and then stage right, my mom and her husband and her friends. So I'm literally in the middle. I'm surrounded by family. My brother and his wife are in the middle of the crowd. So I like feel it all around me. So I walk out there, I'm genuinely shocked.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, how do I deal with this? And I just rose to the occasion, and I committed, and I freaking went for it, and I riffed on it and made it a part of the show. And the show's called Family Reunion because it was an unexpected family reunion that happened. Yeah.
Well, that's a great kind of, but now that you have it all together, I mean, that's just how it is anyway. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, man. Congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yeah, once it was edited, I was like, oh wow, this is just cool. It's an hour of material that I've been working on for years. There's some great crowd work moments and riffing moments that's what I do anyway when I headline on the road in my hour. It's never like an hour of just like material. I like to be just like present, work off the crowd, just like whatever environment. And that was the weird environment that night. I was like, this will never happen again. Like my family, you know what I mean? Like that's what makes it unique and like.
Yeah, those are magic moments. I know what you're saying. Those are magic. Yeah, I had that when I remember when we were in Ontario,
bro.
And then the lady, you know, you're on stage. I'll never forget this because I hear a ruckus because you're on stage. Some lady comes up and cusses at somebody, and then turns out they were, you know, he was cheating on his wife with this girl he's with.
Yeah.
And then I come out and I'm just like, okay, so who? Boom, boom, boom. And it just turned into this little piece of like, you know, thing. So I know what you're saying. And you go, when is it ever going to happen like that again?
Because it won't.
You know?
Won't. Just like that. So that's what to me like makes it a special. And I have interviews with my family as the through line.
Oh, that's
throughout.
great. That's
so
good.
it's just like
so
this
it just
cool
came
thing.
together great.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to see that. I want to watch that because now it's like even knowing that it's not just your comedy makes me want to see it even more now.
Oh, there's less screen time of you in the hour? Oh, perfect.
Oh, it's less of your material?
Okay, great.
Still a dick.
Some things never changed outside of COVID, ladies and gentlemen.
Zing, got him.
But no. I wanted to give you this.
Oh, here we go. He's giving me something. I need to drink some water. People are complaining about the noises that I make. I got bad sinuses. And
so this is for you.
Oh, look at that, everybody. My own copy of Jeremiah Watkins.
But I wanted you to look inside the album under the special thanks.
Oh, special thanks. Here we go. Special thanks. My wife, Maija, my family, Dave Roth, TJ, Mark Walter. TJ, I think I thanked TJ too in something. He was my first agent.
Dude, he's amazing.
Yeah, he was my first agent.
Yeah.
Gage, Taruna, Johnny.
Tiarina.
I don't know any of these names.
I mean, your name is the reason why.
I know. I want to see if you know anybody that's American. Johnny Svenzen, Willie Love, Dustin Kaufman, Tony Hitchcliffe, Brian Redband. I don't know why Tony's ahead of me. The Comedy Store, Adam Egid, Bobby Lee, Jeff Ross, Erik Griffin. There he is. Wait. Okay. At least thank God I'm ahead of Dean Del Rey. In the thanks. Wow. Let me see the order here. Bobby first, Jeff Ross.
Those guys, dude.
I'm only teasing you.
Stand up wise.
I'm only teasing you. Rita Page. This is a great list. Ralphie May, rest his soul.
Yeah.
Mitzi, rest her soul.
Brody.
Brody too.
Yeah.
Miss Brody.
Dude,
20.
can you? I've been thinking a lot about Brody, like during quarantine
Thanks,
stuff
man.
like that.
You want me? Why don't I keep this one since you already have it open?
Oh no, you can take this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a brand new one.
Since I'm packing,
Are you?
You know what's hilarious? I'm about to put it in this is my office knickknack box that I'm taking with me.
Do you wear flat brim hats?
Yeah, I guess. Uh-oh. Am I getting merch? Oh, is this some Jeremiah
This is my merch.
merch?
This is Jeremiah Watkins hat.
Oh, I love
hat
that.
merch. Yeah.
I should have that. Actually, I should get embroidered on here Careless Whispers.
Yes.
Like the you know what I mean? Careless Whispers, but with your name, with Jeremiah Watkins.
Yeah.
That's how my mom.
I know that's how she always refers to it.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Eric did Jeremiah Watkins. Thanks, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah,
I do
sure.
love these kind of hats. This is a nice hat, actually.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
Yeah, because it doesn't have your name on it, so it's perfect.
That's what I like about merch, though. Like, I don't like comedians, however you want to do it. I would rather somebody ask, like, what does that mean, rather than just have my name plastered all over it.
No, that's nice because you've been playing sax for a long time. We talked about it last time you were on here.
Yeah.
But, where do you see yourself going after this now? I mean, it's like we have to think about how COVID has affected our lives and our careers. So where do you see yourself now? Like, what do you have a new perspective on your career now because of everything, having a baby and COVID and where
I do,
Hollywood
man.
is? Where are you now?
I mean, I've learned that I've been an ensemble player for so many years out here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten me to where I am right now, which I'm very grateful for all the opportunities that I've had leading up to this moment, because I've been involved with for a stand-up comedian, a strange amount of ensemble shows, but that's what I'm gravitated towards. I love working with people, and that's my sketch and improv background coming out. But what I've learned is like that's got me to where I am now, and I've got to focus a little bit more on Jeremiah specifically. Like, what is the show idea that's going to get me the next thing, rather than facilitating somebody else's show?
Yeah, man, I know what you're saying. I look back on it. I wish I had thought about it more like that in my early on time, but I started comedy so late, really, attacking my career like much probably older than you are now, So yeah, you definitely should do it. You should do it like that, and then enjoy the process as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's the part that sometimes we forget to do.
Oh yeah, and then like when you take a step back, you realize like, oh, I need to be more grateful. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Like even like even with the pandemic that's going on, I've still been able to go out on the road like a little bit, and I'm super grateful because I mean, there's a lot of people that don't want to go out on the road right now, but I'm eager to because I'm still trying to all the time become a better and bigger headliner and all that stuff. So
it's actually
these shows
it's actually a good time for someone what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's actually a great time because these big cats who are like they're making all this money on weekends. They're like, I'm not going for half the money or whatever they're saying.
Right.
And then other people are like, I'll go.
I'll do it.
You're like,
I'm
I'll
happy
come
to.
do it.
I'm a yes guy.
You're trying to
like,
like,
yeah, I'll
so
do
I
it.
totally get that.
There's a guy that you'd appreciate. I've been doing rather than because I can't do meet and greets anymore right now because of COVID going on. On the road, I've been doing like these short Q&As before I do like my last couple of bits.
Right.
And a guy in the audience, he goes, he raised his hand. And he goes, what was the thing that made you a celebrity? And I go, I don't think it's happened yet. That's very nice of you to say that I'm a celebrity, but I'm not that's you know what I mean? Like I'm working on it.
What was a turning point for me about how I felt about you? It's something recent, but recent when I say recent, pre-COVID, BC.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, we're almost going on a year now that we've been in this.
Yeah.
So I mean, before that happened, I remember we were doing a show for Steve Byrne. We were doing this really weird show for Steve Byrne, where we're the guinea pig comics on this like show idea they have. I don't even remember the crazy show, whatever the idea was. But like you were just getting roasted by them, and of course me.
Which I have to preface, since we're bringing this up, they did not tell me. They did not tell me. They told me, this is what they told me. This is the only reason I got upset about it. They told me I was going to do a late night set on their show, and that was it. So I do the late night set, which is like a clean 5 in front of hardly anybody that's in the audience. And I feel like I'm there for the team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care that there's not people there.
Yeah.
They start interjecting during my set.
I didn't know it was going to be like that either.
And they didn't tell me. And then they roast me after my set. And I'm like, I did this. This is a Sunday night. I could be at home right now. Like, I'm in between doing gigs on the road and stuff like that.
But I remember seeing your face in the parking lot after. And there was a certain feeling that I could tell you had of like, it's like, I deserve more respect than this. Or like a feeling of like, not just, I don't got to be grateful for everything. That's really what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like just because you have me on your show, like, I don't have to say, oh, thank you for, like, you're like, nah, I'm doing you a favor.
Right.
Like, I saw that in you. You had an attitude of like, I'm doing them a favor and they treating me like this? Nah. And that's when I was like, oh, he's now flipped it. Now you ready to, because now when it's time to get into this other stuff, because it gets worse, it's going to be like that.
I know.
In Hollywood situations, like real stuff.
Yep.
People are going to be like, well, we want you to do this. And you have to get yourself to the point where you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Out of respect for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to do this music video. This guy, I love the guy. I'm not even going to say who it is, but they hit me up. They just, we want you to be this character and blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, well, can you shave? I was like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and then the way they were like, oh, and then they said, well, we could move on to someone else. Bye. You know what I mean?
See you later.
They weren't giving me life-changing money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It has to be reciprocal at some point.
Yeah. So I just was like, it's like you get sometimes. So I felt like that was a change in you of being like, no, I'm in the business. I know what I have. I have expectations. I have certain things I want to think.
Well,
And it's just it's a small thing, but it's an attitude shift that I thought to myself, oh, look at Jeremiah. He's gonna make it.
well, when you start out, as you know, it's very important to kind of keep your head down and be grateful for everything. And sometimes in the process, and by sometimes, a lot of times, you get pretty mistreated along the way. And you have to take your licks and be like, well, thank you anyway. But like after a point, it's kind of like when you do enough, when you've been doing it long enough, like, and I'm not saying that I've been doing it a really long time, like 11 years, but that's still like something,
Yeah.
you know?
You're like, I'm out here.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. That's kind of how I feel at this point. It's like, I know like people really start popping around 15, 20, 25, like all the like the amazing stand-ups and stuff like that. I get that. But still, like, don't disregard over 10 years of like grinding, like legit grinding.
Yeah. Again, that chip on your shoulder is really what I'm talking about. Is like, you didn't let it stay on there before. It was trying to get on there, and you kept going. Stop.
Excuse me. I was like, Lent, what is this?
Let's get out all, And it's cool all this stuff, but sometimes, sometimes I remind you of
anybody
like,
who has
to get treated better.
Anybody who has seen me do. Let me phrase this properly. Podcasting for a while knows that I have a lot of patience and that I can take a lot. So if I'm getting upset with something, it takes a lot for me to be like, hey, man.
And that's a good, by the way, that's a good quality, by the way. But what I'm saying is what I can appreciate if you having a balance, because it's a good quality to be somebody that doesn't let things bother you. I'm an emotional guy. I'm reactionary, but it's a part of my comedy.
Which I appreciate. But Erik is transparent about that, though, which I appreciate because, like, I was trying to FaceTime you, and you're like, you hit me back immediately. You're like, I'm not in a good mood right now. Both of us don't want to engage in this conversation right now. I'm like, thank you, man. I appreciate that you tell me, like, that you're in a not a good state right now, and you're not going to hit me back for, like, 6 hours. You got to, like, work through some stuff. I appreciate that. So, like, it's at least you let people know.
But it's like, but at the same time, though, like the part of me is like, sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't want to react. But again, doing comedy that way, it bleeds into my like regular life. I mean, it's like, that's just part of my comedy. People like me being like, that, whatever that character is. So, but there is something to being like, let me, be chill, take it in, and Rachel helps me with that. She'll be like, why are you upset? She'll say that, like, what are you upset about right now? And I go, yeah, what? And I go, you know what? You're right.
That's what Maya does with me. She's like,
what am I upset
you
about?
know, they're not thinking about you right now.
Exactly.
I go, I know that. That's true.
Those kind of comments are like a gut punch that you need.
You do need it.
You know what I mean?
You're like, why are you dwelling on, like, when somebody obviously doesn't care about you?
Yeah. Why am I worried about that?
Why are you worried about them?
I know.
Like, it's wasted effort and wasted mental energy.
And then you have this energy of like, I had this, because this is what the problem I have when I have to deal with the trolls on the internet and all that kind of stuff. And, I react to things because, again, it's part of my comedic persona. I get riled up, but I don't let it stay. I'm just like, but with comedy, you repeat things. So it's like, if I'm doing a set where I'm like aggravated about something, I have to express that aggravation to give a great performance, So that's part of the performance. And so that bleeds into your everyday life. And so when you're streaming and you're being an online presence and you're showing some aggravation, then it turns into a thing where you're like, well, I don't want this person to know that, but I don't think of it like that. I don't care. Like, I'm not a person that's like, well, I'm not going to let that person know. Because then people hit you up and be like, you're giving the trolls too much attention. And I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
But I get like this because this is part of my thing.
This is fun.
It's fun.
It's fun to see you riled up. It really is.
This is what I'm saying. I've always been like that. I knew I was going to be a comic when I was coaching basketball. And I was on the sidelines. And I'm yelling at the kids for whatever they're doing. People behind me dying. I'm putting on. They're just
loving it.
They're loving it. Oh, Coach Griffin he's
going off right now. Yeah.
Griffin's going out. It's so funny. The kids hated it.
Oh, I bet.
You know, of course, you're right. You know, in the
You hear that?
oh, they're like, oh,
Right.
okay.
Get back all day. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll be like, are you point shaving? You know, I would say,
Who's cherry picking out there?
I would be saying,
Yeah.
I'd be like, we're wearing the red uniforms, you know. Until one time, one of the kids said to me, I'll never forget this. Kid said, Coach, can you like not make jokes? Because like, you know, when you say certain things, like we get embarrassed, you know. And I was like, oh, so you don't know, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you do know and you don't care because you think there's another point to it. And then, or maybe I was caught up in like, you know, oh, I'm getting this. Oh, they like, but my point was like, my thing is like, I'm mad and they're laughing. So that would aggravate me, right?
Right.
But
yeah, you're being serious.
I'm being serious.
And they're like,
that's
hilarious.
just how I get mad.
Yeah.
You know,
It's in a funny way.
you know what I mean? So then they're like, they're fucking laughing. And that's the first time I learned from that how to be funny, angry on stage. Because I understand that, oh, this is funny to people,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Real life.
But when it's like time to get like mad, I'm not even like that at all. I'm going to be,
Well, yeah.
it's a totally different me.
There's only a handful of people who have seen that side of me.
Exactly.
It's because it never needs to come out really.
The troll, you ain't that important.
Yeah.
When I get to that,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to know.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, it's just, we need that from like those loved ones in our lives. And so you have a great way of like, you know, you let things roll off your shoulder and all that kind of stuff. And that's good. You know, so we can all learn from that kind of thing. I mean, it's probably from your Christian upbringing, or is this, you got that from one of your parents?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that was something that was instilled very young. The golden rule, you know, do unto others, you have them do unto you, turn the other cheek, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's still instilled in me for years and years, and I still try to live by that. It's one of those things, though, where after a while, though, you realize that some people can take advantage of your kindness, and that's when you're like, oh, I got to draw the line. Here's my boundary.
Yeah,
here.
you have boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, you could turn the other cheek, but the other cheek's coming with a left hook. You know what I mean? That's all. It's like, oh shit, turn.
Ow!
Pow! You coming with that?
Jesus, why did you tell me to do this?
Yeah, so no, that's good though, man. I mean, listen, I'm proud of you. You know, I'm older enough than you that I could say that to you in the way that I'm saying it to you, is because I've seen you from when you were like a comedic baby.
I know, I appreciate, dude. I
know?
still like. There's some notes that you gave me early on. Eric gave me some very, very good notes when we were on the road one time together of like some things that I should be working on with my material that helped. You have certain conversations along the way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where it's like, oh, I really need to start working on this aspect. And that was something that after we did some gigs together, I was like, this is great constructive criticism.
Yeah, and that's all it ever is. You know, I've always, but sometimes, again, you know what I realized too is like, not everybody needs that or wants that, or so it's like certainly certain relationships, even going back to our conversation about who your friends are and certain things like that. It's like, I don't need to give those gems to everybody.
Right. You have certain friends for different things.
Yes,
you just do. Like in your network of friends, it's like, this is the friend I vent to. This is the friend that I exercise with. Like you have your different. I don't know.
I find that I'm the friend for people when they call me when they want like some sort of honest truth about something.
Because
like if they have like
you're tell it like it is, friend.
If they have a script, they're like, hey, can you look at this? And
you're like, you want me to look at it?
Bro,
you want your dreams crushed?
That's what I say. You want what answer you want?
We doing scripting with Griffin?
So sometimes I go, should I not read it and just give you some flowery words because you need to hear that, or you want me to read it?
Right. Like, what do you need from me right now?
Tell me what you need.
Mm-hmm.
But but it's being a good friend. It's important. Actually, it is important to know that. You know, because I always say like, being honest don't excuse you from being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, like, people have to know, you know, because I'll never forget this. I remember Siddiqui Fuller, rest his soul too.
Yeah, man.
Crazy that he was dead, right?
He was
just
super talented physically on stage. Super
tragically.
nice. Super.
But I remember we were doing this contest in Seattle. It was a Seattle comedy contest, which is like the worst. I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's the worst. And they had to, so what would happen is there was a judge. like a celebrity judge. It's usually just an ex-winner or some local comic who like,
Yeah.
you know. And so the crowd, after your set, if they applauded extra, you would get a bonus point, and the MC is the one that decided that, you know? And so Siddiqui was fighting with the MC. They were having a thing. And so after Siddiqui set, the whole thing happened. He didn't get the point from the guy. And he comes to me. And he's looking at it and he's like, Erik, I know you'll tell the truth. It's the one time I lied. Because you know why? He needed
that reaffirmation.
Yeah, he needed it. I saw in the moment, and I knew in the moment, I was like, damn, I'm putting myself in a situation now. Is this how people are going to come at me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I have to be this guy? Like, it's not always fun. Like, you don't want to always be the person where you say something to somebody and they look at you like, oh, thanks, Erik. You know, oh, fuck, you know? In that moment, I thought, but it was 50-50 at the time.
So you think he should have got the point or no?
I think it could have went either way.
Oh, like it wasn't enough ovation.
It wasn't enough.
Right.
But at the same time,
like, man, you killed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have got it. You know what I mean? I didn't go all the way, but it was like, it's one of those things. So you get yourself in
your broke ass out of here. No, you're not killing this. Like, oh, what? And just crushing him on the side of the stage. Thanks a lot, Erik.
They were already fighting. I just felt like, so sometimes
Why add to it?
You know, and I think about that. I often think about that as like, what kind of dad do you want to be?
Oh man, I want to be a fun dad, but I also want to know, like, my dad was very good about this. I felt like he was very fun and good at, like, when it was playtime or whatever, you know, he was great at like being like present with us. But like when the law was going to be laid down, like, we really respected and listened to my dad. And I would like to be somewhere in that. Like, I don't want to be scary or anything like that, but I want to be like, listen, like, you need to be this kind of person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I guess you have a partnership with, you know, it's like good cop, bad cop. You know, it's like, you know, you get coddled from this person and so the other person comes with the discipline. I mean, I guess it's like, oh man, when you really start to think about, I guess these are things you have to start thinking about, huh?
I haven't thought too much about it.
Like, how are we, like, you know, are you going to be a disciplinarian? Are you going to be, you know what I mean? Are you going to be like, you know?
I think I'll end up being the disciplinarian out of the two of us.
Oh, you're so sad about it.
I think I'll have to.
I know.
But I don't know. My wife, like, she's literally been for years in childcare, and that's like what she has her degree in and stuff like that. So she knows like so much about the whole process.
But that's going to get annoying. That's gonna be annoying when she goes, Jeremiah, in my experience, you're gonna be like, hey,
up here.
I know how to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Because I was raised.
And I used to be a kid.
I know. That's gonna be like, you guys are gonna, I think you'll find your way. You found your way this far.
She's like such a sweet person that
she is.
Like, I think
that's why I wanted you to get her pregnant.
I know you've been telling me for a while.
I know. I was gonna do it if you didn't.
Like, she's fertile, man. She's ready to go. She told me, she's like, tell Erik I said hi. She loves you.
Yeah, you guys are great. I actually really was happy to hear that news. And I'm happy to hear all this news about you. And I love having conversations with you. We've already been on so long, so let's jump off of this right now and then have you on again, because I don't have a lot of guests anymore. So the guests I do have, I want them to be people that I know. But even after I say that, watching 2 weeks, it'll be like, I've never met you before. Thank you for going on Riffin with Griffin.
Hey man, that's how podcasting
is. So you never know. But please, let's hear about the special. Again, is going to be on what and where and when.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Tuesday, December 8th, Amazon Prime, Video on Demand, Apple TV, Roku. Like, there's a lot of outlets that you can purchase it or rent it, rather, if you want to see it. And then the album, if you're more of an audio person, comes out on December 10th on all platforms. And you can get it through JeremiahWatkins.com or just go to Amazon Prime and hit that rental button. Yeah. Jeremiah's stand-up on social media. I post a lot of clips and stuff like that. So I'm a fun follow.
Yeah, he is a fun follow. His podcast. And then check out our video. We have our video.
From a distance.
Yeah, from a distance. We did it. He you know what? He put it all together. It's funny. He hit me up. He was like, hey, actually, I was hitting him up about doing some music stuff. And then you had an idea. And then you just, from how you were talking about it, I was like, well, this actually should be your thing, and I'll just be in there with you,
Right?
You know, because you had a whole, you know, and he put it all together, music video. And then now it's out there, and it's just like a check mark of like, oh, we did this fun thing together, and there
we'll
it
do
is.
more.
And it lives. You know?
It's great. It's a piece that I'm still really proud of, and it's weird that like it still is like it's gonna be relevant for a while. It's like
I know.
About like keeping distance from hoes and stuff like that. Like it's gonna be relevant for a minute.
You should actually do a re-release right now because we have the you know, quarantine in
order.
LA. The order.
I should put it out again this week. Why not?
Put that sucker out again. Maybe I'll put it on my YouTube now because I didn't put it on mine before.
Do it.
Yeah. Did you send it to me? Send it to me.
I'll Dropbox you.
And I'll put it on my YouTube.
And I'll make some reels for us.
Yeah,
the new
yeah.
30-second thing.
Ugh.
So many things to keep up with.
I know. I can't keep up with it.
But
Reels is just like hot girls that can't dance. They do things like this. Hi.
Hey.
Boom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Sure. Great. Tits.
Yeah.
Boobs. Butt. Hi. Wink. Smile.
Titty jiggle, titty jiggle. And then you just go, what are you doing?
And you're like, all right, like.
I mean, double tap.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
I know. I can't do that anymore. By the way, Rachel just hates when I like any. So my like right now this is me now.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
You're tapping outside of your phone.
Yeah,
like,
I'm going like this. Double tap.
Yeah.
Like. Ooh, that looks good. I just like this. Girl, if you good.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
Because
I see you.
But anyways, thank you, Jeremiah, for coming on.
And check out Eric's experiences on Jeremiah Wonders. They're so fun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I didn't even see the one with when I popped in on Steve Lee's.
That comes out this week, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. So check that out too.
That's out. Yeah, that's out right now.
It's out right now. So check out that one. I'm on Jeremiah's. I popped in on the Steve Lee episode. You guys know Steve. Yeah.
To have Eric and Steve and me all in one room, Eric calls it a nightmare because
it's a nightmare.
It's so fun.
The only thing that would make that worse is if Rick Glassman was there.
Let's start a super podcast.
That would be, oh my God. You, Rick, Jeremiah, we're done. And maybe add Adam Ray.
Oh, dude. It'd be insane. The amount of laughing and dumb riffing that would happen.
Dumb stuff going on. That'd be great. But this has been Jeremiah Watkins. This is Erik Griffin. And thank you for watching Riffin with Griffin. Make sure you share, subscribe. And I'm on Twitch every day, Erik Griffin Gaming. And thank you guys for being here. And I will see you next week.